Well, thanks for joining in, guys. Anyway, making the effort to do so. So it's a bit of a mad one Friday, which is why I was trying to get in the session beforehand. But it still left some good opportunities. I mean, again, as you know, gold is one of my favourites. One of the only things that I took today was gold, which was back in down at this 38 region. Once we broke back above these EMAs, and I didn't take it all the way to the top, but I was at about 43 back up at these highs here, and that's the only one that I've taken. I was looking to short the Dow again, which if we take a look, has did its move early on. On the 1 hour we can see a bit better. But this morning we had some nice rejections on the 1 hour 20, and come further down, but it just moves so quick sometimes, this thing, and I was already in a trade, so it can be difficult to catch. Must admit, I was looking when we was up here. This candle was actually forming a bearish candle at the time, and so I was sort of looking for shorts, but it's now broken above the 200 and seems to have retested the back end of it, so potentially we could see some more Dow longs. I don't know how long lived that'll be. Our resistance at the moment is the daily 200. We have broken out of this trend line and retested it perfectly, which was the perfect cue for the short the other day. We had the perfect reversal looking candle, and it just did it perfectly. But today's, I was expecting a bigger red day, especially again after yesterday, rejecting the 200, rejecting the 20, expecting further downside. But let's see where this closes. If it doesn't close above this 26.050 mark, let's say, then we could see another sell-off coming in tomorrow. So do keep eyes on it. Is there anything you guys have been looking at or seen in the markets this couple of days? Someone type something just so I know that this chat is working. Okay, yeah, I mean the jobs came and it sort of recovered. I was keeping an eye because I like the look of the 1 hour break and retest on pound dollar. So let's see where it is. Yeah, so it has actually rejected it. So I was looking at it a little while ago when we was up here and seemed to reject this. If we get the fibs out, it was a bit higher than I'd like to see, but regardless, I was sort of thinking maybe I can push my luck. But either way, I think after the talks of potential suspension, the British government, etc., today, which is what started the sell-off, I think this is just a pullback to potentially further downside. So I like the idea of that short. Let's take a look at the 4 hours. So yeah, I mean we're getting a rejection here at the 4 hour 20, although it's not the right side, it's above the 50. I'd prefer it to be below, but we will have to see how this plays out, because if we get a break below the 4 hour 50 in retest, I mean we haven't broken above the 4 hour 200 since, wow. So we haven't been playing above it since May, and even that was just a fake out. So really March, that is how long we've been in a downtrend for. So much as I was hoping for a move to the upside, I think we're going to be capped by this 200 still, especially on today's news. Pound yen been playing perfectly off this sort of 129 level. between that and 130. It's got to break out. The thing I don't like about it is just that we're sort of close to this. The 200, I would like to see a break above that to confirm the longs. And again, look, we're capped by this daily 20. So let's see. You know, this isn't looking bad. You know, we've had a big down move. Would have been great to take advantage of that in lower time frames, but just such a risky move. Even if we go down to like the 30 minutes, we're only just getting this kind of retest of these EMAs to potentially look for longs. We're only on a 5 minute. Again, you know, break back above and retest here, but it just risky in my opinion. Just capped by this, you know, we could have drained that and gone further down, so not quite clear. Not worth the risk, and that's why I've sort of favoured the longs on gold, as things sort of was up in the air, but it just seems to have put another way. I think the money flowing into the downs on the other indices is what stopped it, but we haven't broken below the 1 hour 50. Been holding that, so potentially see some more upside. You know, we break and hold above this 1 hour 20. Could be looking for longs again, just try and take another 40-50 pips, but relatively slow today. Let's see how it plays out. But yeah, we're not really holding much above here, and just the fact that we're at these highs, I would just like to see some confirmation. But it's looking good. A little bit of a bearish candle, but I would expect to see this wick get filled. I would expect to see at least up to this 1550, just as like we saw here. Yeah, so I almost took the trade on this test of the 1 hour 50 here, but the lower time frames were just looking so choppy that I just thought I'm going to stay out of it. This, you know, the 20 was under the 50 on the 5 minute, and just barring up and down. Didn't like the look of it, so I figured let's just wait and see. But you know, we may now we're breaking back above the 200. We get a nice retest on the back of it. Could be a good chance to go along. But again, you know, the daily's still bullish, the 4 hours still bullish. Remember the small EMA is still above the other one, so that just says that we should still be looking for longs. So you know, I'll just try and take advantage on the smaller time frames when I see those moves. But let's see if we get hold. We've got 16 minutes left. We get hold maybe on this 30 minutes above the 20 here. I might end up back in long and just push it up to 44, 45. Now we've got this sort of resistance. That might come back. Let's see, January 30. Again, they do act very similarly. Let's see, just capped again. 30 minutes. Have a look on the bigger time frames. So this could be checking in before heading back up, but again, we're so close to this 4 hour, and this the other day would have been a great short opportunity. But it just seemed to pull back a bit further than I anticipated, so it didn't give me any reason to want to short it, but it was a nice move. And daily, you just want to see it holding above these areas. But let's take a run through, see if we can build any watch list up. Start with a daily. See if we can see anything that's of excitement. If I go through something that you see or you've been looking at, please do just pop something in. We'll break it down further. This Aussie yen daily is a bit interesting. Kind of morning star where we tried a tiny push lower, couldn't break below, and it's hovered around this price all day. So this could be a sign of reversal. Although we've got everything's a bit too close for my liking, so it's not one I'm going to show too much interest in. Maybe if we get another bullish day tomorrow, might be interesting. Aussie NZD was could have been a good move from the other day. It does like pulling back and testing the EMAs before continuing this one. Let's see if I caught the IBO. It's not in a position to be jumping in right now. Just not seeing much happening out there. This Euro chart could be could just be that rejection of the daily 20. Could see some more downside tomorrow. Gap for 4 hour 20 below the 50. Let's go crossed over. So yeah, any 1 hour pullbacks could be a good short. These 30-minute reactions. Where's that? 108.798. Does that line up? Yeah, so that's good. So if we get any pullbacks back up to here, so it'd be worth looking at a short. Let's give that a little mark, because that's interesting. Some of these pounds. Pound NZD. Once again, so we had Aussie NZD, pound NZD. It likes working to these EMAs, so let's see if we've got anything coming up in the weekly or the monthly. Yeah, so we're capped by that. So if we get a break above and a retest from the weekly, that 200, it certainly gives good cause for the long monthly 50. Make a break time for pound NZD. Pound Aussie. Good. It's just not much jumping out, guys. And CAD still capped by the daily 50. Singapore dollar. This could be moved to the downside. See what we're seeing here. So we've now got the break and had the retest, which is very close to that 200. It's only what 10 pips away. It's not really worth the risk. Yeah, I mean they're also close. I mean this, I could say let's wait for the break and retest the 4 hour. Maybe run it down to the 4 hour 200, 37857. So we could then take it from the 4 hour 50 down to the daily 20, lines up with a little bit of support we're going to have there. Let's keep an eye on that break and retest here. It's probably yellow on that one. See, the dollar's just carrying on. As long as there are reversals or anything that we want to see. So CAD-Gen, that could be a bit of a reversal sign. This daily candle we've got here. Let's have a look there. The other time goes off. So just getting this break above. Checking out this 1 hour 50, but so close to that 200. Yeah, I mean, let's wait for a break and retest of the 4 hour 50. That'll be a better one, but I'm happy to mark that one as well. Let's continue. Chips called futures. Okay. That's pretty much it. So that is that's the watch list. Not much. There's nothing that's ready right now. This gold is just could be a reversal. Now this could be the start of the reversal down. Maybe check out 1500 for the daily 20. Much as everything's still lined up for the longs, we'll have to see if we get any breaks. Not got long left of the 30-minute candle. 7 minutes. So we get the hold above. The retest could be worth trying for the longs. Just to take 20 pips. I wouldn't say it's we haven't had the acceleration we have done on other days. Yeah, it's been a very good month for me actually. I'm kind of refreshed. I haven't done as many trades, but I think that's just how the markets have been. But the ones that I have done have been pretty solid. So it's been good. I can't say it hasn't. It's been a testing month because there's been a lot sideways. There's been some big moves. So, like the other day in gold, what we got yesterday. So yesterday I got a long, which was here, and I took it up and I actually come out on the pullback here. So where I was in, I ended up with the 50 pips, and I could have let it run. I mean, one of my management styles is normally to hold it until it breaks through the 5-minute 50, and so because I was conscious I wasn't going to keep an eye on it. Once we had this big bullish candle on a pullback, I did just decide to cut it. I could have left it. I could have left it and took some more out. So I've had a few trades like that this month, but I know that that's mainly just down to me not being around. You know, I know that I haven't been able to keep an eye, and so I've consciously sort of cut them a bit short. But you know, profits. Sitting around 18% at the moment, so I'm happy with that. This is another reason why I thought, much as I like the looks of the Dow trades, they, you know, I don't want to just give myself some negatives for no reason. So we look to just be retracing back from this 30-minute 20 now, so we might get further short. What you can see, the app has just started doing something, so bear with me. There we go, it's back. Yeah, let's see how we get. So this 30-minute 20 is lining up with the 5-minute 200. So there's 5 minutes left. Let's see how it reacts. Now you could do a nice 50 pip stop here. That should probably be enough. Although I'd probably be safer to put it there. 3 minutes. Let's see where it finishes. Could be a good place for entry. So it's helped me sort of going back through a watch list and why are you following why I'm sort of breezing past some things, what I'm not looking for and what I am looking for. You're feeling quite confident with how to build the watch list. I know it's something that we will go through in more detail at another point, but importantly, at least if you can start honing in on that part, then that would be great. You're hearing and seeing me okay? Okay. Yeah, I mean, that is very natural. So that I'm glad you sort of mentioned that. Because it's very common that people just want to jump in the market. They just want to enter a trade. And they're just thinking, I'm just going to put it in and see what happens. And it's really important not to, because you could just be giving it away. I mean, let's just take this as an example. I know this is a lower time frame, but when you're actually doing it, you're going to be looking here thinking, oh, this going short, I'm going to go short here. And then it carries on up, stops you out, and then you think, I'm going to try it from there, I'm going to make up the losses. And then it's just going to carry on and stop you out again. And you've lost potentially 4%, 2 trades. And you haven't learned anything. This is why it's really important to wait for some kind of signal. So even if it means you're waiting for it to get to the top here, for this sort of signal that is breaking back in the EMA and therefore an opportunity to go long, then so be it. I mean, it's like gold. I mean, yeah, you could have gone long from down here if you knew that's what was going to happen, but we didn't. So why not wait for confirmation? Be patient. There is no rush. There's always time to take money out of the market. And this is where I've been in front of it. I'll keep an eye more on the lower time frames. For example, like this, like you can see, broke below, come back in, and it followed and trailed. It didn't break below that 5-minute 50 until we got here later in the day. So it's just a case of being patient, and even if it didn't get in them and it was up here, I'd wait for that pullback. I wouldn't just go long there, because again, if you're managing it the way that I would, in which you're waiting for a break at 550 to exit, you've gone long here at 1542, and then you've watched it come all the way down. If that hasn't stopped you out, carry on going. Yes, we're in some profit. Oh no, then it's broke at 1542 and you're coming out for break even when you could have come out with some profit. And that is sometimes the hardest thing. So this is what we want to keep an eye on, and this is what we want to trade. Wait for those pullbacks. Wait for confirmations. So we have now just had this candle close that we talked about. It's closed above the 20. So you know what? I'm gonna put in a long. I'm gonna take this one live because now we've broken back above. I think this could be an opportunity for a long. Okay, so we'll see how that plays out. Gonna get stops set. Pip stop, and it's going to be a 50 pip limit. I'm doing this as a one-to-one. Look at that 45 mark. Okay, so we'll see how this plays out as we're going on anyway, but again, at least it gives us an entry. But something I want to point out is, hopefully you can see how emotionless that was. We waited to see what happened with the price, confirmed what was happening, and then we've gone long, and hopefully it plays out. But this is the idea of patience. I think once you are trading, once you're seeing, so something that also a lot of people get is when they start with a smaller amount, you know, whether it's 5, 10, 20,000, whichever you deem as being a small amount, and when they're looking for their 20 pips or 40 pips, whatever the value is, and they don't think it's a lot of money, they try and stretch it, and it goes wrong. Or they use too big a lot sizes and forget about risk management, and then it goes wrong. It's really important to just hone in on the skill, because once you've got that skill and you know you can take 20 pips out of the market every day, then at that point it's gonna be really easy to up your investment to a number where that 20 pips does mean more. But unless you're honing in on the skill first, it's not something I would ever really recommend. We're starting to get a little bit of movement, so hopefully that will continue to the upside. Yeah, patience is key. Patience is key. Even if this move had run away, you know, and it was up here, it went all the way up to 45, but I didn't get in, at least you know the analysis is right, and if I've got a pullback, then great, I can look to capitalise then. You know, the market goes up and down, up and down, up and down. I mean, there's some really good examples, like I say, like yesterday's, where we just rocketed up, great. And there's other days where it doesn't, you know, just like this. You know, this is another point where we got along in, but you know, it bounces off, and then it's capped by that 20. You know, it happens on all the time frames. It's a very good indicator of price, but you have to understand how to use the higher time frames to confirm your thoughts, and that's it. So look, we're 10 pips up already, just in a few minutes, which another percent. So hopefully we get a continuation to the upside. See where it goes, but yeah, 15 pips. Let's have it keep running. That's what we want to see, but you know, again, it doesn't always go like this. So well timed, and it's a successful live trade. You know, once I get to 20 pips, I'll move my stock to break even. So once we get to sort of about 42, so in a moment we start breaking above this price here, 42.4, just because I think we might see a little bit of resistance there. I'll move my stop to break even. At least then I know that it's not going to lose any money, even if it does have a quick pullback. And then I'll probably leave it at that point, just in case, you know, it does a little bit and then comes back, and then carries on. There's no need to choke it. It's only 50 pips, so you know, you could once you're at 30 pips maybe lock in 1%, but I like to keep that 20 pip distance. And once I break even, I'd rather just let it do its thing, and hopefully we hit 45 and I'm out. If I see it slowing down before, if we hit, you know, we start getting something like this, start getting a price action like this, where we've had the move up and the sort of doji and then a red candle, I'll pull it. I'll just cut it short. You know, if I've got, as long as I'm minimum 20 pips in profit, I'm happy to take that out of the market. Even 10 or 15, you know, if I see it turning around, like this candle finishes a bit red, I'll take my 10 pips. And it's about doing that consistently. But at the end of the month, let's put it this way: if I only got 10 pips and 1%, but I did that every single day, I'm at 20% at the end of the month. No, I've used the full 1% for this trade. Full 1%, so yeah, stops me out. That's 1%. Sorry, I've fibbed there. 2%. Full 2%. And I've done 20 pips to 20 pips, and I've done the full 10 lots. So it means if I'm either going to make or break that. But like I say, I'm targeting a bit higher, but that'll be my minimum. But always remember, if we're looking at bigger moves, you can do a smaller lot size. It's only because I'm looking at a sort of relatively small move here that I'm looking at the full lot sizes. But if I was looking at a 100 pip move, I'd probably use 5. You know, I don't need to use the full amount. Doesn't need to be that way. So you know, there's plenty of ways to do it, but that is the safest. So we're getting a little pull back. I expect we might get another little touchdown to this 1540 and continue perhaps, but let's see. And so it's interesting to see it happen live, so you can see how I react and see what triggers. Yeah, so on my monitor I've got my trading view, which is where I do my analysis. Then ETX, obviously the app on my phone, where I literally just place the trade. However, I must admit they've just changed their app, and it's actually pretty nice to use. Not the online one, but on the phone, the ETX app is actually pretty slick. I must admit, I do like it, but I get a lot more out of analysis on TradingView. It's just so much easier to go between different time frames and do different things. So I'll certainly always keep my analysis on here. That's all like my hollow candles. But yeah, I am in the process of negotiating better terms with variants as well, so that I may just go 10 fully. I normally just trade with them when I'm doing indices and some of the exotic pairs, but I'll see if they do agree to the spreads that I've discussed. And if they do, brilliant. Not, then not. I'm just trying to be creative here and see if we've got any kind of, I guess we could say we've sort of broken out a little wedge. Could put something in there. That's either a fake out or going to be a move to the upside, likely to these highs. So got a few confluences. That's what we like to see. Well, it's moving in the right direction. Oh, so something else you'll see up here. the strength meter. Do you remember I discussed this previously? This is the one that I use. So it's on live charts. If you type in Google live charts currency strength, it'll come up. But in the mornings, I do like to see what's looking strong, what's looking weak. So at the moment we see euro, pound, dollar. These are all strong looking pairs. CAD's actually the strongest. So we probably look to short CAD NZD because that's the strength there. That's the strength shown. So if we have a look at CAD NZD, to be pretty sure that it's moving upwards. 5 minutes is not going to work. So yeah, so we've had a bit of a bull run. So we are at these tops here. So maybe that we don't break above those. But if you looked at that earlier, when you could see this, that gives you extra confidence and another reason to confirm and think that actually this might be going long. So, but it's a handy tool. It's a very handy tool. Yeah, have a look. It's, like I say, it's useful. At any point in the day, you can just refresh it, and it will give you, the new readings. Go doing that push time. But yeah, every time you refresh, it normally changes. The yen's looking weak, so we could look at pound yen. I see CAD's now dropped one higher a second ago, and then NZD's gaining some strength, which coincides with it being at some support. But let's have a look at pound yen, because I'd be pretty sure that will have a little bit of a bull run. So, okay, so what we might see in a moment is a rejection of this 20, like we've been seeing here, and a push to the upside. So let's see what it does. But certainly has crossed above the 200 and going to move to the upside. Let's see what it does. So let's see what it does. None of these others are ready yet, but this is a down day trade. Yeah, shame there isn't too much exciting going on. Have a look at this down. We've seen it 26,000 again, yeah. So could see it here. So we've got to break back into above the 5 minute 20. A good 7 could take 40 pips there. But the difference with the Dow is the lot sizes. So really, you want to be looking for minimum 100 pip move so that it's worth the same. And this is again why I like to use gold and the yen crosses, because the value to the risk, it just works out a little better. Sometimes you obviously get the volatility in the other pairs, but at the same time, holding above that. At the same time, it's got to be profitable. It's got to work. So yeah, I mean, we might see this push back up to this 200, 26.2. I mean, I'll be watching this intently at that point for an opportunity for another short, but I'd keep a very tight stop, probably just 50 pips. I mean, as you can see, it doesn't really, when it has tested it, the only example is there, but it's literally hit it and said sayonara. So many examples, because it does tend to respect it. Yeah, I mean, by all means, yeah. I mean, I'm just curious, because we're at this 26k mark. I mean, I want to see if we see a hold above that, then on a lower time frame, it's definitely worth looking at. you know, if we can break and hold above it, it's been sort of capped for a little while. So if we do get a sudden big break above, then, you know, sort of tick it down. But if we get a big break above, again, wait for it to come back down to this 5 minute 20, or 15 or 30, and then take it long. You know, don't just jump in because we're thinking. Again, like I say, if we get confirmation it's broken above, it should be setting new high and great. That's what we want to see. Gold's pushing up, 42, 20 pips up. So I'm going to move that stop loss to break even at this point. Just so that we are yeah, it's having a moment. So there I am saying how good it is. And it's not letting me adjust. So let's see. Let's get this to adjust. Bear with me, nearly there. Okay. So yeah, that's now set. So it's now a free trade running at 19 pips up. And that is how simple that it can be when trading. Can be being the key word. Just refreshing this chat thing because I just saw it flash up, but it's not giving me the. Yeah, I'll probably close it, just because we don't know what it's going to do. You know, as much as it may carry on to the upside, even higher, you know, the risk. I mean, to be honest, now it's running at a free trade, so maybe, you know, if we suddenly get a big push up, I might. But at the same time, I'm just at the mentality that it's my target, and I'm out of there. You know, I really don't look to push it. I really do look for that consistency in what I do. So I will likely just see how it plays. You know, if it is my target, I'll just take it. If it doesn't, but it's still looking bullish, then I'll leave it overnight. The limits are set, so it should come out automatically. Let's see. You know, I don't like what it's starting to do right this second. So many pips did we get from there? So that was 26. That was 40 pips up to the upside from there. So 43 would be the same for it to slow down. And there's finally a little hold above, so this could be where it may come back to the downside gold. We'll see. This is how quickly things change, and this is the importance of being sort of versatile when in a trade, and looking for trades, and, you know, being strict on yourself on when to come out and when not to come out, and equally when to get in. as I say, things suddenly change, and you've got to make a decision whether you take what profit you've got sometimes, or do you leave it and risk it taking you out, and then you think, oh, I could have taken 10 pips or whatever the case may be. But that is trading. That is the art of it. You have to be okay with your decisions, no matter what way around they are. And remember that. You have to hold yourself accountable. That's not something we have to do normally in everyday life. And that's what can become difficult. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean it looked like it just crept above 26,000. It was very short-lived, but I just see the figures stack up there, and that's what I just thought, oh, hang on a minute, maybe it's going for a little run to the upside, but no, short-lived. But yeah, that's why we would have been getting this candle, because money would have been flowing into that at that moment in time, never out gold. So gold's now just deciding to continue in its journey. Anyway, we'll let that run. Just not seeing anything else happening out there. This pound yen bound to get a reaction. Let's see what that does. Let's see how it reacts. Everything's been a little bit quiet this month, trading-wise. I think it's been the same for everyone across the board. So it is just how it is sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. Holidays. You know, currency-wise, as I explained before, the flow of money goes sometimes out of the pound into the euro and other currencies, and then when it comes to sort of September and people are back, it flows back in, and you get a little bit of strength. But that, we'll see. But like the pound yen is looking to reject that 5-minute 20 right now, so potentially an opportunity for a long, but it's just again it's quite. I want to see it break some tops really. Coming up 7 p.m. Sometimes we do see a bit of movement in gold that gets a bit later, just because people are exiting or coming into positions, whatever way around it may be. Sometimes triggers a bit of movement. Yeah, exactly. And there might be a lot of people running with shorts. From sort of up here, and so they're exiting them now, and that's why if you're going to close a short, you've got to do a buy, so therefore it triggers a bit of a run up. But again, this is what I always say, especially imagine when you're using institutional sort of values to trade. I bet some of the overnight charges would not be as bad, but again, that is just a risk that you can't take on your clients' money. This is the difference between institutions and us as retail professionals. It's our own decision whether we do that, to take on our own risk, but they don't have the luxury of that. The manager might be saying, everyone stop your positions. I mean, obviously the UK is now shut, so this is just US money being traded at the moment, really. So this is just what's happening from their side, which will be open till about sort of 8-9 o'clock. That's when you see the volume slow down. And the Asia session comes on. But we're quite lucky here in the UK. If you trade from say 7 AM, I mean, I never really trade that early because I like to see what direction the day's taking us in. But if you do, then you know, we're lucky that we get Euro, UK, a bit of US, a bit of Asia. So we are quite fortunate if you're trading from that early, as I say. Okay, well, I could be watching that for a while if I don't switch off now. So, is there anything else that wants to run through quickly before we call it a night? Okay, great. Well, if you do see anything, feel free to send it over as always, and hopefully we'll see some more interesting movements in the market. But yeah, remember the ones we've earmarked: Euro Chuff, Dollar Singapore Dollar, and CAD Yen. And we'll see how they play out. All of them going to be sort of 4-hour 50 break and retest, so it won't happen immediately. Let's see what they do. Alrighty, well, I'm going to switch off in that case then. Thank you for joining in, and I'll speak to you shortly, no doubt. Have a good evening.